Nothing is stopping you anymore. That is not motivation. That is not encouragement. That is the warning. No one is blocking you. No one is demanding anything. No one is forcing a decision. And that sounds like freedom, but freedom without pressure does not build strength. It builds drift. And drift is hard to notice because nothing feels wrong at first. The past life pushed back, not aggressively, not cruelly, but consistently. There were expectations, deadlines, standards. You ignored them. Something happened. You lost respect. You lost ability. You lost momentum. Now ignoring things is easy. Nothing breaks immediately. Nothing collapses. Nothing forces a correction. So people keep going, not forward, just sideways. This is not because people became weaker. It's because resistance disappeared, and resistance used to shape behavior when effort was expected. You adjusted when reliability mattered. You showed up when failure carried consequences. You learn a day effort is optional, reliability is negotiable, and failure is explained, not punished. Explained. That changes how people move. Most people are not unaware of their problems. They know, they track, they consume content about it. They know they are distracted. They know they are avoiding. They know they are stuck. Awareness is not the issue. Issue is that awareness no longer requires action. You can know everything and still do nothing, because nothing demands a response. Awareness used to be the beginning. Now it is the ending. People stop at understanding because understanding feels productive. Understanding without consequence creates paralysis. Comfort plays a role. Here, comfort is not dangerous because it feels good. It is dangerous because it removes friction. Friction is what used to wake people up when something felt uncomfortably. Something cost too much. You adapted. Now discomfort can be muted, delayed, distracted from. You can scroll past it, sleep through it, rationalize it. Comfort does not destroy motivation. Quickly it thins. Ita, little less urgency, little less edge, little less reason to move until movement feels unnecessary. This is where freedom turns into stagnation. Nothing is stopping people, but nothing is pulling them forward. So they wait. They wait for motivation. They wait for clarity. They wait for the right moment. But the right moment never arrives because nothing is forcing it. This shows up everywhere, in work and relationships. And identity. People say they want better, but better requires pressure. Pressure to improve, pressure to commit, pressure to risk. Embarrassment. Embarrassment barely exists anymore. Everything can be reframed. Everything can be justified. Everything can be blamed. Environment matters, but adaptation matters more. We adapted to a world where effort is optional, and optional effort disappears. Politics reflects this perfectly. Politics did not become more extreme. It became performative because performance feels like participation. You can react, you can signal, you can Sherol without cost. Cost is what used to filter sincerity. When action required sacrifice, when the serious people acted. Now action is symbolic, and symbols are cheap, so seriousness evaporates. This is not a political attack, it is a behavioral observation. Participation has no price. It loses weightless. Weightless, nothing feels meaningful. That is why progress feels hollow. People are moving, but nothing feels earned with. Nothing feels earned with felt standards. Success feels temporary. Without resistance, identity becomes blurry. This is where the emptiness comes from. Not from lack of opportunity, from lack of demand. Humans are shaped by what is required of them. Remove requirements, and you remove shape. People become flexible but not strong, adaptable but not grounded, free but unanchored. Nothing is stopping you on. That is the problem, because something used to expectations stopped you. Consequences stopped you on. In stopping you, they defined you on. The path is wide and less directionless. People mistake that for possibility, but possibility without pressure becomes noise too. Many options, no reason to choose, so people stay where they are. Calling it patience, calling it healing, calling it self-awareness, when it is often avoidance, not lazy, just unchallenged. The most dangerous environments are not hostile. They are permissive. They allow drift, they allow delay, they allow excuses until the cost arrives quietly years later, when something feels empty and no one knows when it happened. Nothing collapsed, nothing broke, it just thin. That is the cost of nothing stopping you on. The truth most people avoid is this for sure. Is not the enemy. Misuse pressure is standards are not oppression. They are structure. Expectation is not cruelty, is direction without them. Freedom turns into floating land. Floating feels peaceful until you realize you are not going anywhere.